Richard Johnson, good morning. What are you having for breakfast?
Start with a box fizz, shall we?
Absolutely, sounds like a great idea. John, only one place to start really. The Hove performance, simply outstanding.
Yeah, it goes down as one of the great run chases really. Whenever you chase 370 on a last day pitch is always a really good effort. I think did I read it was the eighth highest
Yeah.
For Middlesex. So yeah, I mean the boys were outstanding on that run chase. I think more the sort of the calmness we had around it and the precision that we had with it. It never looked in doubt almost. You know, it was incredible. Very, very, very good.
I mean, just picking apart the performance, all the more impressive, I guess, going into that game without Tom Helm, without Tim Murtagh, both injured, without Toby Rowan-Jones rested for that game. You've got a really young, inexperienced attack there. Blake Cullen came back in, Martin Anderson came back in, Ethan Bamber. Three of them performed admirably alongside Shaheen and really took the game to Sussex.
Yeah, look, we keep talking about it, but we've spoken about having a squad and being able to, anybody that comes in does a job for you. It's easier said than done, obviously.
Yeah.
But I always wanted to rest Helmy. I know he got an injury anyway, but I wanted to rest him. I wanted to rest Toby. Wanted to give Blake his first game. So just seeing those guys come in and fit seamlessly well within the team and try and want to put their hand up and want to stay in the team. And that's the big thing at the moment is everybody that's coming in wants to be in that team and wants to stay in there, and that creates competition. It's hard for the guys to get back in when they've gone out.
Talking of competition for places, we named Jack Davies in the squad for this game. He's firmly put his hand up with 146 for the twos this week, up at Northern CC against Lancashire. I guess many people will be thinking Josh is a shoo-in to replace Robbie, who was out, but obviously Jack's making some fairly loud shouts.
Yeah, it's a difficult decision because obviously Josh played the first game when Sam didn't play and got 80 and has shown what a good player he is.
Yeah.
Offers us something with the ball as well. Davo has gone away after that first game, and we've said to him he's got to put his hand up. He's got to play with the same intensity that he does in the first team, with the same identity, the stuff that we're working on. And he's got 146, and he got his 100 in sort of 250 balls, which is what we're looking for. So yeah, look, Davo's a very fine player. He's done very well all pre-season, and he's unlucky not to be in the team at the moment, to be honest. So we'll see tomorrow morning and make that decision then.
John, I was lucky enough to witness 3 of the days at Hove, missed the 4th and final day, which was disappointing. The run chase itself was all the more impressive, really, because when Sussex declared at 370, leaving us 370, I personally sat and looked at that and thought, well, they've probably batted on too long there. What was your take on that?
It surprised me they declared a little bit early, actually. Okay. So the opposite to what you were saying, really. I felt, obviously, Robinson's first game back, and it was going to be tough for him to bowl too many overs in the second innings after his first innings effort, and was probably the pick of the bowlers in the game. I thought he bowled exceptionally well. And also Garton had a bit of long COVID, and Hunty had played his first game. So I thought they'd actually bat a little bit longer and put us out the game totally and try and bowl us out. But I think maybe Whitey going down, number 3, maybe persuaded them to pull out a little bit earlier, thinking they had a bit of an in there, which is probably in their heads the right decision. And I completely see why they did it. And to be honest, when we started the run chase, it wasn't about chasing down the total. It was about getting to tee and seeing where we were.
Yeah.
And obviously that partnership with Robbo and Hanscom was such a fine partnership that it put us in an incredibly good position. But it's still something didn't maybe cross those guys' minds, because at tea time they were so focused on just seeing us through.
Yeah.
They didn't really look at the scoreboard and realise that maybe it was an achievable target. So we had a little chat at tea time and sort of put a plan together how we were going to go about the last sort of, I think it was 38 overs or something, I think, after tea, and how we were going to chase that down. And to be honest, I mean, we did it, no disrespect to anyone, but we did it a bit easier than we thought we were going to do it. And that's purely down to the batting of Robbo, especially setting it up, and the great thing from my point of view is the two senior players set that chase up for us, and then the two youngsters came in and finished it off, and it's fantastic to see. And again, as I said, the calmness of how we did it, the precision of which we did it was the most impressive thing.
John, I've mentioned in some of our previous chats that the fragility that we used to have. You look back at previous sides and you'd think someone like Mertz going down, that would really affect the bowling unit. Looking at the batting unit, we've been accused of being fragile for quite a lot of time. Looking at some stats this morning, we've got 9 batsmen averaging over 40 this year. Is a lot of that down to the hard work you guys have put in, facing new balls, selecting shots, knowing when to leave, knowing when to play, all of that hard work you put in the winter, has that really come to the fore now?
I think it's a combination of a few things. I think, yes, that they've worked hard really winter and pre-season, as you say. We made it really, really tough, learning how to play in the most difficult of conditions, and then suddenly you bat on a wicket that's easier, and then it's a mental challenge rather than an actual, watching a ball challenge. But I think also we've seen the pitches have been better this year. The balls seem to be not doing as much, not really any swing, not a lot of seam. So I think it's a combination of everything. Saying that, we have played a couple of 3-day games and we've dominated those games. So that is obviously a good sign. But I think it's a combination of everything.
You must be absolutely thrilled just finally with some of the form some of the batters are showing. Simo's really come into his own, showing some consistency now and scoring the runs we know he's got in him. Luke Holman, maiden 50 against Sussex, another highlight, and Max Holden again finding some consistency. I think he's got 3 50s now, two in the Sussex game. So
yeah, and again, going back to the last sort of answer in terms of they've worked hard pre-season. We've challenged them pre-season. The wickets are better. The balls are a little bit easier. But the mentality that we're going in with is the most impressive thing. I keep talking about our identity, and we have a way that we want to play the game, and everyone buys into it. And yes, sometimes we go away from it, and we bring the boys back into that identity, and they're playing to that. But I think that we're 8 games into our season, so we're doing okay. We've got a couple of big games coming up. For me, Notts are the best team in the division. Durham are the second best team in the division. We've got to stick to what we're doing, and it'll be a real challenge this next couple of weeks, and it'll be really interesting to see how we come up against 2 good sides, and if we can continue doing what we're doing in terms of concentrating on us and how we go about our cricket. It'll be good for me and the coaching team to see how we front up against these 2 really good sides in the next couple of weeks.
Fantastic. Well, John, all the very best of luck. It's going to be, you're right, it's going to be a tough 4 days. Notts just below us in the table. We're sat proudly top. We'll know a lot more in 4 days as to where we stand. In the meanwhile, I'll chase up your Bucks fizz and let you get back to training.
Thank you very much. Cheers.